Mr. Christopher Van, Managing Director of New Peaks Real Estate Service Joint Stock Company. He has 14 years of experience in the field of management, real estate development and service sectors in Vietnam. Some projects he has been involved in as the advisor and development manager are Rose Garden Tower, Sun City Tower, Refused and Ruby Plaza. Hello and welcome to Sharing Vietnam, a 15-minute talk show of VTC10. The guest of our talk show today will be a New Yorker and has 14 years experience in this country. Let's say hello to Mr. Christopher Van.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
You are the Managing Director of New Peak Joint Stock Company.
Yes.
Why did you decide to join this company? And before that, can you share about a little bit your past experience in this country?
Sure. Well, originally I came over in 1998 to work in the hospitality field. I spent a few years in Da Nang before I moved into real estate in proper. And it was just a natural transition, especially for the period of development of the time in Vietnam around 2000, 2001. And then I kind of just fell in love with seeing the development of Vietnam and trying to be part of it and watching buildings that I helped shape, come out of the ground and work efficiently and effectively. I was working on and off together with a few real estate companies and also consulting privately myself. And I was approached by the founders of New Peaks JSC to come in to represent them pretty much as a managing director and also as the face of the company. And I like the way their vision is, their strategy. It's a bit different than the other traditional foreign invested real estate companies. So I decided, sure, I want to do it.
Okay, what are the difference between working as a CEO of other big company and run your own company?
It's more challenging. And when you come to the point where you're CEO or managing director of a company, it's not so much intensive paperwork-wise, but in responsibility-wise. So every day you wake up in the morning and you have to think about all the people who work for you that have families that they're supporting and they trust you and your clients trust you and have to work your best every day to ensure that everyone, it keeps going in the right direction and nothing goes in the wrong direction, so to speak.
So before moving to Vietnam, when you still stay in the United States, have you ever thought that you will get involved in real estate?
Not necessarily, no. I've always enjoyed architecture. I studied a bit of architecture when I went to university in Boston. But I have a management and marketing degree, which kind of puts my fingers in a lot of different pies.
Okay, so the real estate of Vietnam attract you somehow?
It did. It's not just the real estate aspect, it was just the whole development aspect. The boom of the late 90s after the crisis and the restarting of the economy then.
Within 14 years of developing of Vietnam, you must have incredible amount of opportunities. Why did you start your own business, New Peak Joint Stock Company, at the time of crisis like this?
Well, okay, I know we're in a crisis, but in a crisis comes a lot of opportunity. And I see the opportunities in the brokerage side of things. I see that we don't want to stop development. I see there still is investment opportunities. And when prices drop a bit, foreign investors and even local developers get more interested in a market. So there's more opportunity now to buy into the market. Why now? It was just good timing. I think there's never a bad time to get involved. I remember hearing the stories about 94, 95, 96 when all the big real estate companies came to Vietnam. And then they all left in 97, and only the company that I worked with in 2000 there, Chesterton Petty, were the only ones who stayed. And I saw the strength of their company, which later became Savills, was the fact that they stuck around and weathered the storm. And so I believe in weathering the storm. You know, I've dedicated a lot of my time to the country. I don't think I should just pack up and leave. I think I've made a lot of good relationships and people respect me more for staying and trying to work for them for their benefit for the future.
NETVIET Real Estate Joint Stock Company was founded by a group of experts in the field of real estate. The company's development strategy is to create business advantage for its partners by creating a platform for growth through a comprehensive solution of managing 5 portfolios, including real estate, meeting channel-VTC business circle, leasing service, training institute, and development projects. Meeting channel-VTC Business Circle is located at the 20th floor of channel-VTC building, which is situated in the new economic center of the city of Hanoi. It's one of the outstanding portfolios of NETVIET. Meeting channel-VTC aims at offering a unique service, experience, and Class A space to create business advantage for all parties involved. Okay, so as far as I know, your company has 2 kind of focus on the education, and other thing is consultancy.
Right.
Why?
Well, technically, we have multiple focuses. Our main focus is the brokerage side of things. That's what our core business is. Our secondary business is the business center business, which is a differentiator. The 2 differentiators between ourselves and other companies like Savills and CBRE is that we've invested into property. So we're setting up, we have the business center already in Hanoi, which is going well. We're opening this month in Da Nang in Indochina Riverside Towers. And by the end of this year, we're looking to open in Ho Chi Minh City as well. So we've invested our own capital into the fit-outs and the designs and the marketing, so we're going to stay. We make a commitment in this way. The second differentiator is the academy, which we want to open by the end of this year. The academy is something, is a brainchild of my partner, Ms. Nga, actually. Although I agree with her concept because I see the way that the market's shifting. And most property developers want to manage their own properties, but they don't have sufficient skills to do it. So we want to open an academy so that we can train potential property managers, put them to work in larger corporations, and perpetuate some more knowledge into the market about how buildings are actually operated and run, as opposed to just build them and kind of forget about them. And I think it's important because that will help sustain the market, but at the same time it helps manage the investment. Because if people don't maintain their investment, then of course it's going to go down no matter which way the economy is going. It's going to reduce in value.
Okay, so during the time of crisis, the role of consultancy, especially in terms of real estate, become more important. So what do you think about the factor that help the consultant company like NETVIET can do great in this time?
I think the factors that put us above or at least on level with the other companies is our experience in Vietnam. All of the people in the senior management, director level people are all experienced operators that have worked for or even beyond some of the other large companies that I mentioned before. And so we have a level of insight. Additionally, as a Vietnamese company, I mean, we are a joint stock company, we are a Vietnamese company. And I think that's important to recognize because we have a Western attitude towards doing business in Vietnam, which differentiates us from the Western companies who are just invested in Vietnam to make a short earn and then bail out. So we're more committed to our clients in a way because we can't disappear and we don't turn over people so fast.
Real estate consultancy activities play an important role in providing data, the results of market research, and objective information with local insights contribute to success of investor and businessmen. In Vietnam, along with the development of real estate business, real estate consultancy service is also growing with many national and international brands such as Savills, CBRE, Knight Frank, Kussman and Walkerfield, NETVIET, Three Temples, etc. What about the situation after the crisis will end? Because longer or later, now or later this crisis will end and we will have better views about the economic situation.
Sure.
At that time, what will be the position of a consultancy company?
I think at that time we still will continue on in the brokerage side of things. I think after the recession is over, the crisis as you call it, is past, I think we'll see an influx, hopefully an influx of more large-scale foreign investment. And for that, they always need consultants to guide them in how to do business in Vietnam. What are the easier steps to take instead of just coming in directly and trying to do everything themselves. And I think we'll see more of that in years to come, maybe by the end of 2013, early 2014, hopefully, if everything stays on track.
Okay, so what will be the new strategy of your company after the crisis, the recession as you call?
New strategy? I think we're such a new company, I think we're going to stick with the same strategy we have now, which is not to overwhelm the market by putting up big billboards everywhere and trying to get our name out there. I think we're a smaller firm, but we're well respected. We're well connected with long-term relationships, either foreign or domestic. So and that is to support the economy and support the development of real estate in good times and bad.
Okay, so I think we discussed a lot about your business in Vietnam. Now, moving to personal issues, for example, there are three kind of popular directions for people who live in Vietnam for quite a long time, as you do. They will move to another country because after 14 years being in Vietnam, or they will stay here and decide.
Right.
Or moving back into your homeland, not in another country, not in Vietnam, not in another country in the world, but your homeland. What will be your destination?
I'm going to have to disagree with you a little there.
Okay.
Having been here so long and talking with a lot of friends of mine who've also been here as long or some longer or not as long, we actually have more of a 4-year approach. We've decided that most foreigners who work and live in Vietnam...
It's like the term of the ambassador, huh?
Kind of. It is kind of like that. At 4 years, usually they decide. If they're going to leave to go to parts unknown, either their home country or another country, it usually happens after 4 years. If they stay after 4 years, people tend to stay for a lifetime in Vietnam. It's very rare to see people after as long as I've been here to actually leave. I have no plans to leave anytime soon. I just established this company. I was having a long conversation with a friend of mine who we were talking about managing directors and other positions. And I said, if as a managing director, you don't do that job for a year and then jump to something else. It's a minimum 5-10 year commitment. This is part of what you are as a person now. So there is no way I could leave if I wanted to. So no, I'm definitely, and I wouldn't want to leave. I really love my time in Vietnam.
Okay. Once again, thank you so much, Christopher, for being with us today, sharing with us about your new company, NETVIET, about your time in Vietnam, and about your career too.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Hoping to see you again in Sharing Vietnam.
Yeah, thank you. I hope to come back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your watching today, and I hope that you enjoy our program as I did. Send us an email at sharingvietnam@gmail.com if you have question or recommendation. Thank you so much and see you next time.
Vâng, xin được cảm ơn ông Christopher Valen và biên tập viên Minh Ngân. Tiếp theo chương trình, xin mời quý vị và các bạn cùng đến với câu chuyện hội nhập ngày hôm nay cùng biên tập viên Minh Hải.
Cảm ơn Khánh Ly. Cùng với sự phát triển mạnh của các khu đô thị lớn, các tòa nhà cao tầng, nhiều doanh nghiệp xây dựng ngày càng hướng tới việc sử dụng các vật liệu mới nhằm tiết kiệm chi phí, tăng tiến độ xây dựng mà vẫn đảm bảo được chất lượng phù hợp với xu hướng thiết kế hiện đại. Thông tin chi tiết sẽ có trong phần tiếp theo của chương trình.